Ahmad. It's a pleasure to be here as well, being invited by a long friend, by my brother. Yes, we are together being selected as an Endeavor entrepreneur. And last year, we went and took the executive education at Harvard Business School. And it was the moment that learned from each other, especially from a successful entrepreneur, Ahmad, the founder and CEO of Foodics. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Ahmad.
I'm really keen to hear more about Papa Rafi, and we need to highlight also the challenging point that you are facing now in your chain of stores, and what is your reaction to resolve this operation crisis and moves?
Yeah, perfect. So I would love to share about 20 minutes of a presentation that I've tried to arrange. The topic will be on how to survive and scale up F&B business during this pandemic era. So a little bit of my personal background, entrepreneurial journey, and my F&B businesses, as well on a little bit of experience how we try to manage the situation now. So this is the files. Yeah. All right. Okay. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hendy Setiono. I am the founder and CEO of Rafi Enterprise, as well as the foundation called HS Foundation, or Hendy Setiono Foundation. So my entrepreneurial journey, So my entrepreneurial journey started in 2003 during my university study. So at the age of 19, I started my first business of selling kebab. So my first business was selling kebab. I still remember that was my second year in university. I started with selling using pushcart. So with the capital of $400 US, I started my first pushcart selling kebabs, and with one employee at that time. And I still remember that during a break season of my university, I myself became the operator who sells the kebab at the shops. And then, alhamdulillah, it was doing well. The first year, I managed to open 6 outlets at my own, and second year, managed to franchise the business. And now we're very fortunate that the business has grown with 17 years and operate more than 1,300 outlets, not just in Indonesia, but in 9 other countries across Southeast Asia. During this session, I would like to explore more and share my experience on how to scale up a business before pandemic era, and how to grow and still manage to grow several new stores during this pandemic era as well. So we are the pioneer of this chain called Rafi, which is selling kebab. Kebab was not a traditional menu from Indonesia originally. Probably, yes, it was managed to be known well in the Middle East. So we try to introduce the concept of kebab or shawarma from the Qatar or Middle East that I first tried, and managed to do our own version, Indonesian version here in Indonesia in Surabaya. So it's not about ideas, but it's about making ideas happen. Starting from one single company, we try to expand and develop other business sectors. So now we have been developing 17 other business sectors. During this pandemic era, frankly speaking, we are not all of our business is not always doing well. There are the fall and the rise of the business The fall is, our business such as edutainment park. We have to close down this edutainment park called Ninos, which is something like Kidzania. And I also have other business in aesthetic, opening this Aura Dermatology. We also have to close down this business. But there are several businesses that's still rising, especially in our food and beverages sector. These are the key component that I would love to share how we managed to grow, especially during this pandemic era. The first brand, yes, we have several kebab brands. First is called Kebab Turki Rafi. Second is called Container Kebab. As you can see, is using container. We are installing this store in a gas station across Indonesia. We have over 100 locations selling Grab and Go basis, where we are using a Grab Food and Go Food as our main online delivery. And yes, it works well while shopping malls are closed, but independent store like us, which is in gas station or in universities, with using this Grab Food or Go Food facilities, is actually increasing double before the pandemic and after the pandemic moment. And then my other sector that we're still in F&B, which is shrimp farming. We operate over 200 shrimp ponds across Java Island, and some we export to overseas, and some we also use this shrimp for our local domestic usage as well. Other businesses that we try to grow using a franchise scheme is we do have a forestry coffee chain operating about 80 shops, a pastry called Kekinian, and the new viral brand, which is Ngikan, as you can see, is fish and chips with rice. So imagine KFC, but we're not using chicken, but we're using fish as the main ingredient, and try to make it as a KFC version of fish. And yes, it's doing very well. We are now operating 150 restaurants of this Ngikan outlets through franchising model as well. The key word to success, as you can see here, is synergy and collaboration. As I myself may not be young anymore, but we try to collaborate with the young millennials with their creativity, their innovation, and try to adapt with this millennial era. And synergy and collaboration is the key for us to keep growing and scale the business. So our 2020 vision, we try to manage in our team and make it as our vision 2020 is collaboration. Is a combination between goal, collaborate, and action. Yes, we do have a certain goal we want to achieve by collaborating with certain team members with other sectors and do the actions so we can achieve the goal together. But of course, all the planning that we have set during the beginning of this year, 2020, will not be able to be done during this year. We have to do some adjustment during the 2020 time period. The key to enter a new market when we launch a new business, we operate 17 different brands. We try to do a research, validation, and see if there's any competitors in the market, and do some benchmark based on what is unique and what is different on these sectors as well. And our key target market is the specific target market that Indonesia is very diverse. Indonesia has this bonus demography with more than 250 million population, but most of the population are middle class group of income and a very young age, which is millennials. So we have to specifically choose our target market. That will be designed together into our brand concept, into the marketing concept, our social media marketing campaign. We try to focus target on the specific communication message that we want to enter with this market as well. So the target market is not for everyone. We try to narrow our target market, focus on each brand, which is what target market we want to aim. USP, of course, is the differentiation, the key to success in every brand that we enter. And the goal is in each and every product that we launch, we want to be the #1 brand in Indonesia. Alhamdulillah, for Kebab Rafi, we managed to be the #1. For our Ngikan, it's also managed to be the #1. But honestly, it will be very difficult to to beat the #1 market for coffee. So there's a lot of local coffee chain here in Indonesia. So the USP will be one thing to win the competition and the market for the growth of the stores and growth of the branding itself. Then I would like to share a bit on today's topic on how to scale up the F&B business in pandemic era. This slide was done by my team members that based on their experience on how they're able to scale and still manage to open new stores even though in this pandemic era as well. So of course, everyone is saying it. This is just not go digital, but be digital. So we also managed to try to do the same, not just doing it as a traditional business model where dine-in or traditional takeaway, but also managed to leverage the Grab Food and Go Food business model into our business. Before the Grab Food and Go Food era, our sales was 80% offline. People go to our stores and then they buy and then they go, grab and go basis. But during the Grab Food and Go Food era, and within now, it's the way around. 80%, even though 90% is this online Grab Food and Go Food era, and only 10%, which is the regular or organic customer that goes to the store. So what is the key? Of course, the rise of technology businesses. There are two decacorn from Indonesia that managed to go global. One is called Gojek, and others is Grab, which is already also started from Southeast Asia and also managed to grow successfully in Indonesia as well. So as you can see here, winning a competition is not easy. It's not just an offline competition, but also online competition. Everyone now will always say, go online, go to Grab Food, go to Go Food. But how do we win the market? Not just that, everyone is also giving discount. There's this Grab promotion 50%, there's this Go Food promotion 40%. So there's a lot of choices when customer goes to this application. So how to win the market? So we try to collaborate the branding to grow and expand more. We try to utilize the famous, let's say, key opinion leader, social media celebgram, social media influencers, YouTubers that becomes our partner. So collaboration is not always within the same F&B players, but we can also do collaborate with a partner that have different skills, such as celebgram, YouTubers, and influencers. These are the pictures of the #1 YouTubers and influencers in Indonesia. Called Rachel. Her name is Rachel Fenya and Okin, have millions of followers, and they are our partners in Ikan. So as you can see, when they try to promote by eating the product itself, their fan base, their followers with millions of followers see the product and suddenly went viral. So as everyone does traditional marketing, we try to do a different style of marketing using collaboration. So this was our store before the pandemic era. Every store that we open, either Forestry Coffee, either Kekinian, either Nikan, because of the hype of the influencer itself and the correct target market, targeting the millennials, every time we open new stores, it's always a boom and went viral. Everyone comes, they want to be the first person try the food, so the FOMO phenomena are there. But of course, nowadays is totally different. As you can see, delivery as a platform to sales and growth. Before, customer come to the stores themselves. Now, as you can see, 90% of the customer are the Grab Food drivers, the Go Food drivers. They're wearing the green jackets, and they are waiting and picking up the orders for the customer itself. So indicators for F&B business that will be viral based on our experience. Our team try to make a scoring, table scoring. We have 8 indicators of point that we want to fulfill before we launch a new brand. So every new brand that we launch, we try to use this template. So this is a very simple template. We try to use it. First is Gojekable. As you can see, Gojek and Grab Food are the number 1 and number 2 food delivery platform. So as you can see, the first item that we have to fulfill if we want to run a business should be a Gojekable business model. Means what? Means a product that can be delivery and done by delivery online. So products such as ice cream, gelato will not be a Gojekable business model. For products such as all-you-can-eat menu, that will be difficult to do a Gojekable business model. Second, since we want to duplicate the business model into thousands of stores across Indonesia, so it has to be independent shops or independent booths. So with a small size of stores, we can operate and do a takeaway business model. So the simple the business process, the smaller the size of the store, the easier for us to replicate and duplicate the business model with, of course, some technology. The technology, I hope Foodics are already in Indonesia, so I can use Foodics. For now, we have a local POS version that being used for all of our stores in Indonesia that are able to trace and manage the inventory and the sales of every outlet that we have in every store. And then third will be viralable. The business model has to be viral. Of course, everyone, let's say, is selling chicken, but what is the unique and the differentiate of our chicken compared to others? That's why I don't sell chicken, but we try to make fish, which is, imagine a KFC, but with the fish. So that is like the pioneer of this type of menu, and it went very viral. And then fourth should be uniqueable. So the business itself has to be unique, different from others. And of course, if possible, there is no competitor. So if we enter a new business, we have to understand the competitor first. Is there any players that doing this sector? If we enter, let's say, a coffee shop business, there's a lot of players from international to local brand. It will be hard for us to be the number 1 brand in this category. And then next will be repeatable. Is our brand, the customer, when they try first time, are they willing to repeat and buy our product again? So it's not a seasonal menu, but it's a menu that people are willing to repeat and buy our menu again and again. Then, of course, the next point is sustainable. So the key is not to create a lifestyle product, but more into sustainable. So we try to sell a menu which is a daily meal instead of something that just a few trend just for a while, but we try to sell something which is more sustained. Something with price will be a business that will be sustained. And the last one, the key point is our business franchisable? Is it able to duplicate and be a franchise model that we can try to scale? In this pandemic era, we launched one brand. It's called Juice and Shake. We just launched 2 weeks ago. Usually, we manage to participate in every franchise expo in Indonesia. All the franchise expo, we are becoming an exhibitor. Last year, I also went to Jeddah Franchise Expo as a participant as well. We attend the expo there in Jeddah. So that is the traditional way to introduce our brand to franchise. But now, since everyone don't go to expo anymore, the MICE industry is also the fall industry of this COVID. So we try to use a new way of introducing our new franchise brand. We are using Instagram Live. We are using YouTube Live, and introduce with a narrow and specific target in that session. And alhamdulillah, it went well. The closing of people that transfer the down payment to open the store is same with the people where we usually attend in the franchise expo. When we usually open a booth in franchise expo, it's the same amount. We try to close the deal using this Instagram Live and YouTube Live as our promotion tools. This is the sample of scoring from the 8 points that I managed to sell. Imagine every point is scored 1 to 5. We can try to put the numbers based on our self-assessment. So if it's good, we can put point number 5. But if it's just okay, we can put point number 3. But if it's less, probably we can put point number 2 and number 1. So then we can try to sum the total score, and by then we can see the score classification. Is the business good enough to grow and scale and become a franchise business, or still needs to be improved? So this is the simple indicator where we see and we analyze a business model. Either the business can be grown to scale up, or the business needs to be improved and also needs to find the uniqueness or the USP in the business itself. So, of course, welcome to the new normal, where social distancing is the new normal. The stay-at-home lifestyle is the new normal, and stay-at-home economy is the new normal. To win this new normal, of course, everyone says adapt. We need to adapt with the new normal. So try to understand that customer doesn't go dine in anymore, especially in Indonesia. All the famous shopping malls are closed now. We don't know when it's gonna be open, but still people eat, people needs to shop, and we need to adapt on how to face this situation. These are a little bit of our footsteps in expanding the business outside Indonesia. We are now in 9 different countries, and the way we expand is through master franchise. We managed to grow our stores in Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Brunei, Philippines, and other countries as well. So it's a master franchise business model where we again, collaboration is key. We managed to partner up with the best partner in each country, and they can also be our partner to grow and scale and become the family of the world's biggest kebab chain. And last but not least is my key message will be agility. Agility is the most valuable asset during this crisis. So the never give up spirit, keep improving, keep innovating, and try to maximize this time into a positive way of thinking. And we'll never know. Probably once the pandemic is done, we have a new business model that's ready to boom and to enter the market. That's about it. Back to you, Ahmad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hendy. It was really helpful, and also wish it's supporting the ecosystem. I guess I have to. The session should be end in 2 minutes, but let's have one question. The questions: what do you think of the expansion, your position on expansion after, let's say, the pandemic? Do you think do you believe that maybe a lot of franchising model will appear after Corona, after the pandemic, or what do you think about the decision of expansion?
Yeah, we are lucky that we choose the model of franchising to grow the model. Where franchise itself is a risk and as well as a profit management that being delegated to other parties. So the definition of franchise itself is duplicating a success model to others, where there are franchisor and franchisee. So franchisor are the brand owner, and franchisee are the licensee who take and operates the franchise model itself. So because of its franchise model, we managed to diversify our stores with a lot of other people as well. That makes our business operation easier for us to adapt with this model, where we and every individual owners of franchisee are also able to easier to run the business model itself, compare with other business sector that organically growth or using, like private equity investment, venture capital investment, where they manage to grow and scale their stores by their own. So the risk of the business operations are there. So for now, of course, the demand of people opening new stores, of course, is being less, but the commitment of this outlet that still being open are there. Imagine in 1 week we managed to open usually 10 to 12 stores in 1 week with this different brand. But just last week we only managed to open 3 stores. That means 70% less compared to normal days. But yes, they are still there. The business model itself, as you can see, is more into a grab and go online business model with this a ruko or a shop lots model where it's being easy to adapt. So my advice will be share, if you have a good business model, franchise will be one key to expand and the way to minimize risk as a franchisor, but as well to give benefits to the franchisee itself.